Good afternoon. My name is Adira Simon. I'm a member of the Commission staff. I will be speaking to you regarding issues relating to the integrity of city government. The first recommendation the staff would like to propose that the Commission consider in this area is that members of the City Council be required to serve the city full-time and not engage in any outside employment. The Charter already requires this of all of the heads of city administrations and agencies and all other elected officials. Historically, legislative service in the United States had not been considered a profession or full-time occupation. As legislators have become increasingly required to possess expert knowledge, however, legislatures at all levels have become increasingly professional, with members who devote their entire working day solely to activities related to their positions. Since the Board of Estimate was eliminated in 1989, the power of the City Council has increased significantly. Most notably, the Council has been given critical roles in the budget and land use processes. Despite the fact that this expanded power presupposes additional commitment and responsibility, Council members are still not required to work full-time in their roles as legislators. The 1989 Charter Revision Commission also considered the issue of full-time service, but was concerned because it believed a pay increase would necessarily accompany the change to full-time status. Yesterday, the City Council passed a bill that will increase the salaries of Council members to $90,000 per year, making this Council one of the highest-paid municipal legislatures in the country. If the legislation is approved, as is likely in light of the support it has already received from the current administration, this would be an opportune time for the transition to a requirement of full-time service. Finally, the staff does recommend that any proposal requiring full-time service should be effective only after the next election, so that a potential candidate would be aware of this restriction prior to running for office. The second suggestion of the staff is that the Commission consider placing limits on honoraria and other outside income received by elected officials, similar to the restrictions placed on members of Congress. In addition to outside employment, legislators have the ability to use their public positions for other forms of private gain, and in some cases, this can create an appearance of impropriety. Restricting outside employment and additional earned income would reduce the appearance of impropriety caused by the potential for conflicts of interest. Another issue we have been investigating is the differing levels of compensation within the City Council. The staff recommends that the Commission consider whether all Council members other than the Speaker and the Minority Leader should receive the same salary, as is the case with members of Congress. The City Charter assigns the same base salary to each City Council member. The Charter also permits the payment of additional allowances fixed by Council resolution for additional services. Currently, at least 75% of all Council members receive or are eligible to receive stipends, which range from $3,000 to $35,000. While it is common for the leadership of a legislature to receive higher compensation, this is generally limited to positions such as the Speaker and Majority and Minority Leaders. The Council Speaker is responsible for the distribution of these payments, making the Council members dependent on the Speaker. The propriety of such an arrangement has subjected the Council to public criticism. The last staff recommendation is that the Charter's conflict of interest and financial disclosure rules be clarified so that they apply to all elected officials and their staffs. The primary purpose of this is to specify that these laws cover district attorneys and assistant district attorneys. Currently, the Charter prohibits certain kinds of unethical conduct and provides for required financial disclosure of certain officials. Although district attorneys and their assistants are covered by these positions, the specific language in the Charter has created some confusion. We recommend that the Commission consider eliminating that confusion. These positions require the utmost integrity. The public views these attorneys with a heightened expectation of honesty and fairness, and the slightest hint of corruption would be especially damaging to public confidence in the fair administration of justice. The staff believes that it is important to the public trust that these attorneys be subject to the city's ethical regulations, just as other agencies and officials. Finally, the staff examined some other issues which we believe warrant future consideration. These include the financial disclosure of public unions and their employees, term limits, and when salary increases for elected officials should take effect. Each of the recommendations I have mentioned are discussed in further detail in the staff report. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next topic will be